And welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon FireRed. Last time we finished up everything in Fuchsia City, including the Safari Zone, and this time, well, I have a bit of a confession to make. I already have done this part, so I'll just walk through it, but I have nothing to actually show because, well, I already collected everything. We never went to Route 11 east of Vermilion. Fought a couple trainers here. There weren't any items that were that noteworthy from what I recall, but the big thing is up here. There's actually an aide who basically gives you the item finder normally, but again, I already collected it. Basically what happened is my capture card did a thing where it was just a black screen. Like, it said it was 19 minutes long, but it was just literally just a black screen. So I have no clue what happened. Route 11 goes here. There's a Snorlax right here, blocking the path. If you fight the Snorlax, and don't catch it, it'll go off to the mountains where it normally would dwell. Lots of fishermen, so that's kind of boring. This connects to Route 27. Up here is a girl who gives you TM27, which is return. Pretty sure that's actually supposed to be a translation error from what I recall hearing. And then this route connects to Lavender Town. So that's that. So then there's Route 12, 13, 14, and 15 all connect to Fuchsia City. So this is one thing I don't like about the game, how there's this really long route that basically can be skipped. It feels like an optional area. The Super Rod is in this house, a fisherman inside will give you the Super Rod, which can catch much rarer fish than even the Good Rod. There's an item here, I don't even recall what it was, but yeah, there was an item right there, I don't remember what it was. More fishermen, la-di-da-di-da, lots of picnickers, lots of bird trainers. So it's really redundant finding all the trainers on this route, to be honest, just because there's so many. Bikers, pretty run-of-the-mill. Route 14, there's not anything that noteworthy on Route 14. It's actually really short. Just trainers, basically. And then you end up quickly onto Route 15. Like here, this is Route 15. Lots of trainers again. Double battle up there. And with that picnicker, normally there's a TM to her left, but I already picked it up, obviously. It's a rain dance, which causes it to rain for 5 turns, but I never use that TM. I just don't like those types of moves, it just feels like a waste of a turn. This guy, again, when you catch 50 Pokemon, he'll give you the EXP share. So that's kind of a big deal. And I think that's all that we did last episode. So yeah, what took like 20 minutes, I basically explained in about 3. So at this point, you're given the choice of Cinnabar Island versus Saffron City, and at the end of the last video, I opted to do Saffron just because I personally prefer doing it this way. I don't know, Cinnabar Island, from what I was reading, sounded like they have higher level Pokemon, and there's the whole mini dungeon there as well, which I'll be getting into, obviously, much later. The Saffron's got quite a few things to do. Basically, you have an entire separate level here, which is actually pretty long. It's the, where is it? Oh yeah, that building there, but actually I just remembered something else. I also off-screen did not on-screen did this, but the video didn't save. You can only take one. If you fight these guys in the dojo, they all have fighting type moves, so if you have a flying type, it's really easy. This is Hitmonchan, and this is Hitmonchan, so you get to keep one of those. And also the head of the dojo has Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, so that makes sense. The origins of Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan's names are actually pretty well known, so I don't think I'll have to go into that. Okay, I personally am not going to use Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan, but I just picked one just to show it, but it ended up being a black screen, so that really accomplished a lot. So, Into new material, we have the Silphco. Actually, not entirely new material quite yet. We probably can't use the elevator yet. Or we can. That seems kind of broken, actually. Until you realize what the gimmick is of the Silphco after we fight this guy. I really don't like the trainer battles here because they all have really, really bad Pokemon. Like, not good levels or anything. And they have a lot of them. It's like 5 level 25 Pokemon when you've already fought a gym leader who has like level 35 Pokemon. It just feels like a huge step back because I'm pretty sure Fuchsia is intended to be done before Saffron, so it feels like a huge drop in levels. If you also learn Drill Peck, which I replaced Peck for, it's basically an upgraded version of Peck. So yeah, lots of progress. It's actually mostly side questy stuff last video, so it wasn't too bad that the footage was lost. It's kind of worrisome because I don't know why the footage was lost, because this is literally the first time this has ever happened before, and thus there are other games that are not this generous with backtracking and stuff. So it's like if I lost footage of something like Persona, it's not like I could just go back and redo it. And also what happened was I actually saved after the last video, so that was why I couldn't actually show it, because I saved and turned it off and then went to process the video, and then there was no video. Long story short, that's why a lot of this was very short. Tech problems. It feels like a lot of people have tech problems. It's like as technology gets more advanced, more tech problems spring up, which is bizarre actually. I think it would get easier as time goes on, but actually technology gets harder to use as time goes on. So we have Slash versus Metal Claw. I don't really know what Metal Claw is even good against. I'm literally blanking on what Metal Claw is good against. I think Rock maybe, but we won't be really dealing with Rock like ever now. So like Slash is the better move. So okay, is this the guy I fought? Okay, so the main gimmick is the warp tiles, which is of course a favorite technique of the Pokemon Company, or Game Freak if you want to be more general. Moving tiles that just pop you from one place to the other, that's like really obnoxious and time consuming. Marowak, it's pre-evolved is what I should be saying. Cubone, I meant, not Marowak, is I think ground, so I don't think we have anything that's that effective. I can't remember if water is good against ground or rock or both. Water is, I think, one of the better types in my opinion. Oh yeah, but I put the EXP share on Firo just because he's technically down on levels, so that's why he's actually getting experience from all this. Yeah, I think we've had a couple of like other TMs too, but I can't remember what they actually were, and a couple like things like proteins and stuff. I don't remember the details. Yeah, but yeah, when I was checking the footage after finishing and saving and turning off the console and everything, then it was like, okay, it didn't actually work. Okay, so down here we have some more scientists. This is... I'm not sure what direction I'm going, actually. This guy's hiding behind a plant because he's, well... Oh, this actually is a nice guy. He's one of the good scientists. I don't know if I fought this guy. I guess I answered my own question. I'm one of the 4 Rocket Brothers. Okay. Not sure if you should be proud of that or not. Yeah, here's my problem with this dungeon. It's like, yeah, just the amount of Pokemon they have is ridiculous based on how strong they actually are. It's like, these fights aren't hard. It's just every battle takes forever just because how many Pokemon everyone has here. So yeah, that's just personal preference why I don't like this area. A lot of Team Rocket hideouts are like this, and a lot of team hideouts just generally are problematic. I think Ruby and Sapphires are actually pretty imbalanced because you give enough fighting type starter to choose from, and a lot of the enemies are weak to fighting, so it just feels kind of odd. I mean, Blaze Kick is a good move, it's physical, and for Blaziken it's like super powerful, but then you get other moves like Brick Break and other stuff, so when everyone has Poochyena, it's like, this is a huge waste of time. Poochyena and Sharpedos, it's like, this is easy. It just feels kind of imbalanced, like it's kind of broken. So we are in an office now. Oh, you're a good guy. Apparently. Wonder if Self is finished. Wow, meaningful conversation. What a meaningful conversation. I think that's a quote from something. Undertale, that's right. It's an Undertale quote. A meaningful conversation. I fought this guy apparently. And this guy, I'm going in circles, aren't I? That's why I don't like the Self-Co, because, or like the Galactic Hideout either, because it's just warp panels constantly. No, stop, help! Oh, you're not with Team Rocket? I'm sorry, I thought, would you forgive me if I teach you? Here's the thing. Yeah, so we don't need Thunder Wave. We already have Thunder Wave, Pokemon, so we don't really need it to be learned secondhand. Really don't want to fight you, but I probably should. Quit messing with us, kid. Yeah, again, basically they all have the same Pokemon. That's my problem with Team Rocket. It's like they all have the same Pokemon. They have like Eradicate, some version of Zubat, and some version of like, some have like coughing or wheezing or something. But it's like all basically the same Pokemon every time. It's like boring. Oh, Hypno, just as I say that the Team Rocket lacks variety, they bring out a really bizarre Pokemon. I'm hoping that's the last of the attack issues, because if not, then that really sucks, because yeah, equipment isn't cheap after all, and when stuff just goes down the drain, that's kind of bad. I've heard this particular type catcher card tends to be very inconsistent, with some people saying it's really good and other people saying it's actually really, really bad and like unusable. So yeah, that's kind of disconcerting as well. Team Rocket went down. Not surprising, because they are all horrible. What do you have to say? I work for Self-Co. What am I to do? Who says things like, what am I to do? That's the question I have. If I accidentally just warped to Giovanni, that'd be really nice. Focus Punch. I don't like Focus Punch because it's so case specific that it's not good. Because it's like you have to build your focus, and then, wait, why is there a warp, like, here? It seems like super redundant. Where's this warp actually go, come to think of it? Oh, to this room. This warp approximately goes to another floor close by, so you can kind of do the math and figure out where to go, approximately. This guy looks like he's a bad guy, so... Meeting room. Oh wait, this guy's a bad guy? That shouldn't be any children here. But this guy looks like just an ordinary NPC. Why is a magician here? Like seriously, why is a juggler helping Team Rocket? That makes no sense to me. Oh well. Toast you Kadabra. Something I should also point out about Kadabra is apparently the character has a very elaborate history where there's actually a lawsuit involving Kadabra because of him holding a spoon, and there being some magician who supposedly could bend spoons with his mind, and he tried suing Nintendo for it. I don't think it went through. I think it was like kicked out of court or something. Like too general. Pokemon report. Some Pokemon have been confirmed to evolve when traded. Wow, thanks for the heads up. That's like completely not helpful information. I didn't mean to see that. Okay. I am showing these fights on screen just because trying to navigate it off screen and fighting everybody and then going back and actually, you know, exploring would take a long time. So, besides, it's Team Rocket. We should show some Team Rocket's fights. Wow, we are almost at PP for flamethrower as well, so that's a little bit disconcerting. Despite having a fire type Pokemon, we only have one fire type move. Because I'm kind of trying to, you know, exploit both the fire type and also the flying type as well. Because he is both, so might as well use him as such. I don't know if that's a good guy or a bad guy, so I'm just gonna keep on running. This is kind of an odd building. I'm one of the 4 Rocket Brothers. Oh well. That's a shocker. Golbat, another shocker that Team Rocket Grunt is using a Golbat. And each team has like their own Pokemon that they use like to death. Like I think Team Magma uses a lot of Slugmas and Camerups because they're like the only fire types in Hoenn. Team Aqua uses a lot of Sharpedos and like Poochyena. I think both teams use Poochyenas. So yeah, it just feels kind of redundant sometimes. I'm gonna try Slash just because we haven't used it very much. Even without any sorts of bonuses whatsoever, it's still one-hit KO the Drowsy. Probably not gonna one-hit KO Hypno because Hypno is generally a tougher Pokemon, but we'll have to see. Yeah, not even close. Confusion has a chance of inflicting confusion, but thankfully it didn't because confusion is the worst status effect in the game to actually be inflicted with. Because it can act like paralysis where you lose a turn, but you can also hurt yourself in the process. So we need to get a card key somewhere, but I don't honestly remember where the card key actually is. That's a little bit of a problem. Pokemon have weak points, I can nail them. Okay, so this guy is a bad guy. Well, that's a thing. Scientist Ed. Something about that that's way funnier than it should be. So, last flamethrower. Just because I don't want to come into physical contact with a Voltorb because you can get paralyzed if I recall correctly. I basically use special moves on every electric type I see in pretty much every game, unless it's ground, because grounds can't be paralyzed by electricity. Ground Pokemon can't be paralyzed by electric types, is what I mean to be saying. It should be super effective because I think fighting is good against Steel, and no static from Magneton, so that's good as well. Coughing is poison, so I don't know if Charizard actually is a good Pokemon for this. We'll see. Well, not quite. So close. Just finishing off with Wing Attack because that's the move that has the most PP. It's like item management at this point. Scientist Ed is down. 1344. Huh. I don't know where to go from here. Okay, so we're on the 5th floor now. Well, here's the card key. That answers that question. Where's the card key? Can't believe I missed that, apparently. I'm not sure how the card keys work. Apparently they work like they just open all doors. So I guess we can just move on now. Floor 10. Can I open this door? Okay. Hey, what's your problem? Ah, I'm scared. Okay. That was a lot less exciting than I thought. Oh shoot. Oh, good. My Pokemon. It sounds like he's saying it's singular. Like singular, not plural. Like he has one. Okay, he does have one Pokemon. Electrode again is very fast. I don't know if I said that in the fail take or not. So this could actually be ugly if he gets off too many attacks. Like that, because Charizard is part flying. Because so you deal with stuff like static. I'll give Charizard one more chance before swapping. But sadly, even if I did swap, like Raichu is the only thing that would actually be effective against it. So Scientist Rodney. Okay, so yeah, having one Pokemon isn't a good strategy. So we have done quite enough for this one video, so next time we will be finishing up the Silph Co. Thank you for watching.